Okay, let it go. Toughest guy in the building, man. Toughest guy in the building. 6 years old, and dealing with that, and his mom Jessica and his dad Eric, to have them here and to be able to recognize him and bring him in the locker room after a big win and present him the game ball. Call his number and his name to the starting lineups. Pretty awesome day. Terrific. Yeah. Like Lazuski from Notre Dame, like Vanderplas from Virginia, we're doing it at a different time with Vanderplas. A lot of late clock stuff. He wants to slide up in and get out of it, and he's really good at it. Henson's over the entire clock. Man, he's a good player, David. He's had a really good year. There's some heartburn. That's Mutz on. I'm not worried about Mutz. Mutz can guard anything, but that's Padula on Henson. Blake, as good as he is not one to take you into the post. But he's a heck of a basketball player. Burton's terrific. Nelly, they've got a very what has occurred here is not by accident. Jeff Capel has done an excellent job. They are very, very good. Great day for the Hokies.
David Teal.
Speaking of good basketball players, no one scored more points in ACC games this season than Greg Basile.
I didn't know that.
How would you hit 4 threes today? Just his impact on your offense?
Significant with his ability to shoot. The 5 first half turnovers was atrocious. He recognized that. He's really a smart basketball player. He had 0 rebounds at the half. But he's put together a really good ACC league level of play for us. And David, I've said to others, he's gotten better here. There's been a real uptick over the last 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe a month. Just kind of hit his stride a little bit and playing really good basketball. Proud of him. 22 today. Holy cow. That ability to take that post player. I was a little surprised they guarded Federico on Grant. But I can certainly understand why Grant Mutz's ability to drive it by Federico, who's a very good player. His ball screen, his feet in those ball screens is quite impressive. I was hoping that we might be able to get a couple of illegal screen calls, and we did. Maybe we were begging for a couple. He affects the game in a great way for the Panthers.
Mike, you were not happy with your defense in Atlanta. This time you held them with 3 3-pointers. Where does what improvement did you see?
I don't know, Mark. I don't know. I just got to do a better job with them. We were awesome. We've been, there's a correlation between playing great defense and rebounding and winning, and the same thing. You don't guard and you don't rebound. I make it awfully hard on yourself. We were outstanding in here against Virginia. Pittsburgh is, they're fierce offensively. They're fierce on both ends. But for the reasons I've already covered with you, we were just so dynamic today and so connected, and our transition defense was on point, and just a pleasure to watch. And that's it. Now let's come back after 2 days of practice and do it against Miami, who's had a bunch of really, really good players too. So I can't pinpoint it. I need to do a better job with them.
Does it make you scratch your head? I mean, you guys have been good enough to beat Virginia, Pittsburgh, UNC, and Duke, and yet the same team has lost twice to BC and
Been an
and lost to
interesting year.
Atlanta.
Been an interesting year, but I think we've got a lot more to look forward to. I really do.
Is MJ Collins the second toughest guy in the building? He bounced on that foul in the second.
He falls like a sack of potatoes. He doesn't get. That'd kill you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It'd kill me. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
All right. And bless his heart, he goes to the rim and he's got a flipping mask on, and a finger goes into his eye, and he's writhing in pain. All right. And then here he goes. Has a great pass. Holy cow! I think it was Mutz on a back cut down along the baseline, and he's going to dunk it. I think it was Henson or Burton. I would not want Burton to hit me. Holy cow! The guy looks like an ACC middle linebacker. I mean, he's taller than I remembered him being last year. And boom, he goes down. And I wanted to call. I called timeout to see if I could leave him, and he said, "No, I want to shoot foul shots." I said, "Okay. You want to stay and guard Sabanda?" He said, "No, I want you to take me out." So you want the 2 points, but you want me to be concerned about my matchups here. But I'm proud of him. Proud of him, Paul. He is tough. He is really a tough man, and lucky to have the opportunity to coach him.
John Camden has been playing quite a few minutes for you also, giving you some quality minutes, especially in the first half. Even late in this game, he had to give you some minutes.
Yeah.
Can you talk about just kind of his growth a little bit this year?
He's a good basketball player. He can make a shot. He got fouled in the first half. Made both, I thought. He's got to continue to get better foot speed, foot quickness. We thought Elliott was a great matchup on him. Jeff caught me kind of guessing a little bit, and it was on Sabandi, and Sabandi got by him, and that was in the second half. But he's a good basketball player. He's a great kid. He works at it, and, happy he's in a Hokie uniform. Anybody else? Anthony, go ahead.
Poti tonight, 15 and 6, second leading scorer.
15 points?
He did.
Dude he hasn't had 15 points in the last 4 practices.
And
it was great interior passing, and we had him a bit churned up, I thought. He's got great hands, and he's physical. And he's got a rear end, as broad as the front of a Buick. And, he's working better in sealing people, making his fouls. He wasn't great tonight there, but man, he was good. I'll tell you what else he can do. He gives you some flexibility defensively because he can really move his feet. He's a big man with really I call him the dancing bear. He's got really good feet and can switch on some things. And he wasn't fouling incessantly tonight as he has over the last couple of games.
And his physicality, you touched a little bit on the line.
It's a real luxury. Lynn Kidd's a tough hombre too. He'll blast you across the nose too, and that's been a pretty good. We gotten good play from our front court most all year. Those two and Mutz and Basili.
Mike, was there a moment with Chase in the locker room with the team?
Yeah.
And how do you feel as if the players were impacted by his presence?
Anthony was sitting beside me. Actually, he was sitting on my lap, and then as he's sitting beside me, and I presented him the game ball, he was a lot more excited about all the snacks and food in the locker room, all right, than he was that game ball. But I did seem like any 6-year-old, he's going to be out there bouncing it on the castle floor. Our players are very much aware, all right, and they ask about him a lot. And I've talked to Eric a couple times a week in a text. I called him yesterday just to make sure everything was okay. Young man is doing great. He's in school. He's doing very, very well. Again, just thrilled that we were able to have he and his family with us and to recognize him. And I wore my shoes again. And I'm proud of my shoes. Now they'll go back tomorrow or Monday, and they'll be auctioned off with the proceeds going to pediatric cancer research down there. So.
Last question, Coach, last year you had Kevin Luma, who was leading scorer for you guys, and then year started off with Padula, but then he had to play a lot more minutes.
Yeah.
Injuries to Rice.
Mm-hmm.
So how big has Grant Facility's production been in terms of taking pressure off Padula?
Very, very impressive. All right. And as I said, I mean, he's had a good year for us over the last 2.5, 3 weeks, month. He's really found his groove offensively, and he was good tonight defensively. Not that Federico is a scoring threat. He's a great roller and has good hands and can catch it, but being connected on in transition with all those myriad of ball screens is a big deal. I am proud of Grant Facility and thrilled to have the opportunity to coach him. He's really good. Pleasure, everybody. Have a nice day. Safe travels home. Thanks, guys.
Well, congrats to Virginia Tech. Heck of a college basketball environment Castle was rocking today. And they did an outstanding job. They shot the heck out of it. They executed the heck out of it. They did a good job of taking us off the three-point line, being there on the catch. They were more physical in person, live, than I've seen them on tape all year. You know, you can tell that Mike had them ready, really ready from the last game down at Georgia Tech. And they played like a team that was desperate, and they played terrific basketball. I thought we did some good things. I thought we, had some moments where we had some opportunities. We played with some odd lineups out there for us as we were in foul trouble for a good part of the game. We have to do a better job of defending without fouling. But again, congrats to them. They made plays, they made shots, and they were terrific.
Jeff, you only attempted a handful of threes in the first half. Would you say Virginia Tech was taking you out of rhythm offensively? And if so, what was the most trouble they gave you?
I think they made a concerted effort to try to guard the three-point line. They didn't switch things. They were giving up, it seemed like, shouldn't say giving up, but they were sticking with our shooters more, not helping. That's why we were able to get some things as far as rolls to the basket or drives all the way to the basket.
Jeff, do you feel like the whistle was a little too quick today?
Hey, man, I can't comment on that. These guys have a hard job, difficult job. Both teams played really, really hard and competed. It is what it is.
Jeff, they almost made, I think, 50% of their three-point shots. How much was them just making their shots versus maybe you guys being able to do something better on
I think it's a combination of both. They're good. They're a really good offensive basketball team, and they have a lot of guys that can shoot it. They have 4 guys out there that can shoot threes, and then Mutz is such a unique player. And then with their movement, they had us chasing all afternoon, all evening. We didn't do as good of a job as of communicating at times, but man, all the credit goes to them. They really did a heck of a job of executing their stuff.
You often talk about how when not letting your struggles on offense lead into mistakes on defense. Do you feel like that was part of what happened with you guys sometimes?
I don't think so. I mean, we shot 46% from the field. Now, we didn't make threes like we normally do, but I don't think so. I just thought that they really executed. And, their speed and the manner in which they came off of things, screening, they're a high assist team for the year. I just thought they did a heck of a job of executing. We had some breakdowns, but they made us have those breakdowns. I'm not one of these coaches, man, that are going to talk about like, hey, we did, like they did it. They were terrific, so give them credit.
Do you feel like that perimeter defense also kind of hindered your ball movement a little bit today?
Yeah, I thought the physicality, of them bumping and doing different things. They did some different things, ball screen defense that we hadn't seen them on tape do. I just thought they played with a sense of urgency, and they played with a physicality, and it knocked us off a little bit, and we weren't able to get into the rhythm. And they did a terrific job of guarding the three-point line.
Jeff, you talked about odd lineup combinations you had to use today. Is there something to maybe having to have that happen and they can learn from an experience like that?
Yeah, look, we learn from every experience. We learn from every situation. We'll learn from this one. We got to be by a good basketball team that's been, I think they've been pretty good here. They've beaten some teams here, and they played with a sense of desperation, a sense of urgency, so give them credit.
You guys had 3 starters on the bench for a while there in the second half. How do you feel the group that was out there communicated during that stretch?
I thought they did some really good things. I thought, Guillermo, I thought those guys did some really good things. I don't think we as a group, not just that group that was out there during that time, I don't think we communicated well, period. It doesn't matter which group was out there. I don't think we did as good of a job as we have been doing and as we needed to do this afternoon.
You're now a game back from UVA. Do you feel like it'll be easier for you guys down the road to be the Panthers than to be the hunted?
No, we never look at anything like that. We concentrate on what's right in front of us. We never paid attention to it. We were just, trying to concentrate day by day and trying to get better. That's it. So it doesn't put us in any different position.
Was their defense on Hinson in particular anything that was troublesome for him?
I wouldn't say trouble. I mean, they did a good job defensively. They didn't leave him. Normally in the past when we've watched them, on screens, they'll chuck. They'll use the 4-man to kind of bump the roller. They didn't do that. They stayed. They stuck to him today, and they did a heck of a job. I mean, Mutz is an outstanding defender. I think he's been that during his time here at Virginia Tech, and Mutz and Virginia Tech's whole defense did a good job defending us today.
Jeff, both Blake and Federico had 4 fouls throughout a good portion of that second half, but you chose to bring both of them in at the same time, and then Blake picks his 5th up a minute later. I mean, what led to the decision for that timing to get them both in the game at that point?
We're trying to win a basketball game, and so you're going with the guys that have gotten you there. That was it. We were down. We felt like we needed to push right there, and so you go with the guys that, have been really good for you all year. Not that the other guys that were in the game haven't been good, but Blake's been one of our best players, and so we try to go back. Fetty's been a really good player for us. He's been one of our better players, and so I don't think it's right. You try to go with your best players in situations when you're down, and that's what we did in that situation. Unfortunately, Blake picked up his 5th.
What are your observations compared to the tape in person of the facility? He's been on such a roll.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he was as good in person as he was on tape. I thought he was elite on tape, especially on the offensive end. His ability to stretch the floor. He can post because he's so big. He's skilled. I was as impressed with him. I think he's, one of the better post players, one of the better players in our league, and certainly one of the better post players because he's so unique. He shoots that ball so well, man, and he can shoot it with range and with the schemes and the offensive things that they have, they put him in a position to have a lot of success.
With Federico in foul trouble, you had to get a lot of minutes out of the Twins tonight. Your thoughts on
I thought they did a terrific job. I thought they did a good job. This is a tough environment, one of the toughest environments in the ACC in college basketball. I thought they, did some really good things out there. There's some things that we'll go back. We'll teach them. They'll get better from this experience, and it'll help them and help us down the road.